Hey, you're live on the ArchieLuxury channel, and today I've got a very special guest, the interview with Loudmouth Tim. How are you, Loudmouth Tim?
I'm doing okay.
So tell me this, you've been a fan of the ArchieLuxury channel for a while?
I'd say, well, probably at least a good year and a half, maybe 2 years or so.
Yeah, maybe 2 years, that's right. And you run your own comedy website, don't you? You run a channel?
I label it as the comedy opinion web show. Over the years, it's kind of devolved into the Tim rant and rave, bitch and moan session is what it essentially is.
Yes.
I pick a subject for the episode. I tell what I think is wrong with this and why I think it's wrong and what I would do better about it, and that becomes an episode.
That's fantastic. So how long have you been doing this for?
April of 2003 was when I began.
And what provided the stimulation for you to do that?
Back in 1998 through 2002, there was a website called thesync.com, THESYNC. A few of the early web shows like Cyberlove, Snack Boy, and Computer Stew were on that show, on that website. And I would watch them whenever I could, and I got to thinking, I could do that. And at the time, I was going through a computer school, and I thought, I can't build websites until I had my first HTML programming class, and I got good at it fast and said, hey, I can make a website out of this, and I can make it all work. And I learned what I had to get the camera, make the video, use Windows Movie Maker to edit the shows, and that's how it all started.
And tell me this, what do you do now? Do you upload them to YouTube as well now?
I've put a few episodes on YouTube, just a few random ones. I think there's about 17 or so, maybe not even that many on YouTube. I always kind of wanted to have everything on the website and have people come to the website for it. I know that's not so popular anymore, but that was the way it was way back in 03, 04.
So how many, what sort of views are you getting a month?
Usually a couple of gigabytes a month of bandwidth. The views, they jump all over the place. You know, sometimes old shows get a lot of views, and sometimes new shows get a lot of views.
Yeah,
I've got 182 episodes to date on the website.
Wow, that's fantastic. And because Google with the YouTube didn't come out until 2005. When did YouTube come out?
Yeah, it was about 2005.
So you predate YouTube?
Yes, YouTube and actually MySpace as well.
Wow.
And I got to say, over the years, you know, way back then in 2003, 2004, making a show and putting it on a website where people could see it, that was a pretty unusual thing. Even having a broadband connection to view the shows in decent quality was pretty rare. And, you know, over the years, we got YouTube, we got MySpace, we got Facebook. It's, you know, everything is high-speed streaming. Now it is so, you know, common and popular. You know, I think it's really devalued what I was doing, you know, 14 years ago. You know, so it's not a big deal anymore. You know, a lot of people, you know, I can make a video on my phone, hey, whatever. You know, but I've enjoyed doing this show all these years, and I just keep on doing it.
So do you have regular viewers who watch it religiously from?
Well, I have a couple that email me once in a while, and I know it's the same names I see in those, but I don't think I get anywhere near the amount of traffic that you do on YouTube.
Yeah, there's no fairness in this world, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure my show could be a whole lot better, you know, and even back when I did have other people on the show, that was just a few friends who happened to be in front of the camera. They were not performers or actors in any way. I can reference you back to episode 132, the mini bike. Me and two friends went out with my old mini bike, and one of them managed to crash it driving in a straight line.
Oh.
And yeah, a few episodes here and there. Episode 150, online dating. Me and a friend of mine named Scott, we got in front of the camera and talked about our aggravations on Match.com.
I see. And what do you do now, Loudmouth Tim? What do you do now?
For a regular job?
Yes.
Well, I've been doing IT support work for about 6 years now. I've done desktop support, senior desktop support, some networking, and I'm trying to push into data center technician type of work now. I've done my studying. I'm at the Cisco CCNA routing and switching level. I'm working on CCNA data center. And around here in my area, it's a real problem because a lot of companies do not want to hire you. It's all contract work. You could be there 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and as soon as some manager wants to save a little bit of money, you're out the door.
Yes, and I like to watch Eli the Computer Guy. Have you ever seen that one?
I've seen a few of his episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
I would be searching. I found your show actually while I was searching for computer stuff. I had been searching for data center and network videos and trying to learn all I could about them. I come across your Archie system administrator experiences.
Yes, why the IT industry sucks.
Yes, exactly. That's still one of my favorite episodes to watch every once in a while.
Yes, yes. And you're married now? How has life treated you?
Marriage has been pretty good. I'll be 3 years married here next month in October.
And what state are you in?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. And you're a bit of a right winger, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
You're a Trumpster?
Oh yes, I voted for Trump.
Hey,
even today, all this time after the election, I still really enjoy going on YouTube and watching videos of all the liberals crying on election night.
Yes.
You know, that always makes my day better.
Is America getting better with Trump at the wheel now?
I think it certainly has the potential to. He's doing things, very differently than any other politician has done in a long time. Because he's not a politician, he's a businessman. And now he's trying to do his things, and he has to drag the entire House and Senate along with him. Come on, let's get these things done here. We've had all these problems for years. You want to fix it or not? Yes.
Yes, that's very true. He's the Trumpster has he's had resistance from his own party.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even if they support his views, they're not used to pushing things as fast and as moving things along as quickly as he wants to do it.
Now, I had to talk to another guy, Loudmouth. I was talking about the Loudmouth Tim channel, and he said he recognizes it from 1994. He said this looks like 1994 relived.
Yeah, ever since I made the show all those years ago, made the website way back in late 2002. I've had comments and emails over the years. Why does this website look so old? Why don't you update your website? And I said, well,
it's part of the appeal. It's part of the appeal.
Consider it.
It's part of the appeal, isn't it?
I like it's just the old style charm of it. It's the old school way things were 14 years ago when you didn't have all the fancy JavaScript and everything like you have today.
No, you're right. It's I must admit, I really do like it. And I've had a lot of have you had much feedback when I've done promotional work for you? What have they kind of what have the fans and viewers said about the Loudmouth Tim show?
I might get a couple of emails, but mostly it's all in the comments that are on your YouTube channel. I might see a spike in bandwidth on my site for a day or two afterwards, then dies down again. I say, yeah, well, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. But I'll say, hey, look at this website, how horrible 1998 this website looks. Hey, if it gets you on the site, then it's doing its job, Now, it's www.loudmouthtim.com. Let's just have a look at some of the comments that are coming in there. Okay. They've said, is this comedy or tragedy? It's a lot of both. It's like the problems I've encountered over the years in my life, and this is what I've done to fix these things. And I had a good one here a while back. Let me see here. I'm looking for it. Where is it? Parking meter. Number 171, parking meter revenge. That was an episode where I went out to a parking meter with a small sledgehammer, and it was actually a difficult episode to film in that all the part of me talking beside the meter was done in one long take, and if I wasn't dropping a line or forgetting to say something or a car wasn't driving by, it was about 20 takes to get that one piece of footage that you see in the episode there.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
many of my episodes, they're all just done in one long shot too. I set a start point, I set a stop point, I put a title on it, the show's done.
No, that sounds fantastic. It's really quite amazing. I love watching episodes of the Loudmouth Tim show myself there. I got to tell you, you know, I was looking at one yesterday on minimum wage.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I liked your rant on minimum wage there. I live in a communist country called Australia, and you know, our minimum wage is actually about, for an adult, it's about $18 an hour.
18.
Yes.
Well, it's not bad, I guess, if you're coming
That's
out
about
of
15 US. That's about 15 US.
around 15 US. Yeah, I guess that's all right. I mean, it's not great, but you won't starve to death on it either.
This dude has a Confederate flag on his site. Is he the great-great-grandson of Robert E. Lee?
No. See, this is part of my whole right-wing, Republican, point of view. I've seen these. We see news stories here in America all the time. They're protesting at some Confederate statue. They want to take down a Confederate flag, and they're trying to rewrite history. And I say, you know what? We had slavery. We had, and still more or less have segregation. We have all these things, and they're trying to the liberals, they're just trying to deny it. Say, no, well, we all peace and love everybody now, and these things never happened. We don't want to think about that. No, it did happen. Get it through your thick head. This is American history. Like it or not.
Yes. Now, are you a watch fan yourself? Are you a luxury watch fan yourself?
Well, I'm not so much a watch fan myself. I haven't had a watch of any kind since about 2005 or so.
I see.
I got the watch on the clock on my phone is all I've ever had. If I ever was to get a watch, like one of the ones on your show, I think I would go with one of those Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moons.
Yes, they're a great watch. Are you a car person?
Yeah, I've had I've done a lot of my own work on my cars for many, many years.
What sort of car do you drive in America?
Right now, I've got a 2011 Dodge Challenger RT Classic.
Cool car. That's a great car. With a Hemi?
Yes, it's the 5.7 Hemi V8. And it's broken many speed laws. I can guarantee you that.
Wow. See, our cars are very expensive here. We have a communist government who provides free hospital care for everyone, free health care for everyone. We have Social Security. If you're unemployed, they give you money for free.
Yeah.
And we have very high taxes to pay for that because it ain't free. You understand? There are no free meals in life.
Oh, yeah. It's just a question of who's paying and who's getting.
We're a bit like Canada. We're very much like Canada, But so tell me this: the Loudmouth Tim show. What do you hope to achieve with it? Because I'm trying to send traffic to you. What can you say to the audience? Come in and watch. What would you like them to do? Tell me what you want the fans to do.
Okay. Well, you just mentioned about my automotive history. I'll direct you to episodes 124, 125, and 126, where I did a major overhaul on one of my cars. Well, way back when I first started the show, I was having, ideas of, getting into more of the film thing that they have. They have a small bit of it here in Pittsburgh. They had more when I lived in LA. And that ultimately, never happened because of my show. And nowadays, having video online is so common that it's people wouldn't regard it as anything special at all. So, I like to make my episodes now. I find something that's, getting on my nerves, and I'll sit down and I'll think about it for a while, and I'll make an episode, and then it becomes one right now. I'm about to put out my episode 183. I took a vacation back out to Los Angeles, late April to early May of this year, and that's going to be my next. I've been meaning to make it for about 2 weeks now, and I haven't got around to starting the editing yet. I
see. And how does your wife feel about your website and your episodes?
She doesn't much like it herself. She doesn't really want to watch any of the episodes. I said, well, you can see episodes here of me how I was 14 years ago and what I look like, and I weighed less and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's nice, but she's just not really interested in watching them.
What does she do? What does your wife do?
She does scheduling in a doctor's office. She makes the appointments for people coming in and see the doctors.
I see. Wow. And I just can't believe people, It's I've been in a few relationships. None of them have really been. I found that my YouTube persona has not helped me in my relationships.
Yeah, there's been times over the years I was single and on Match.com, I would actually, email the girl I was talking to and say, look at my website, thinking that, you'll get to see me and hear me and understand me a little bit better, and, maybe not think I'm a total lunatic for some of the episodes I put up there. But ultimately, that never worked out to my benefit.
And how did you find Match.com? Did that work for you?
It worked for me, but it took about 10 years. And it almost didn't even work for me getting married. It was the spring of 2013. I was getting ready to move back to LA. I had a bunch of money in the bank, and I was getting a month here and a month there on Match.com. And it came up to about mid-May, and I'm thinking, well, should I renew my thing for another month or not? Because I'm leaving in a few months. It never works out. And even if I did meet someone, I'm still leaving. So, well, for a few days, yes, I'll renew it. No, I won't. Yes, I'll renew it. No, I won't. So, all right, fine. One more month on Match.com. And then about 3 or 4 days later, my wife, she emailed me on there, and we got to talking, and I went to meet her, and things went from there.
Wow, that's amazing. And you got kids?
No, no kids.
No kids yet.
None that I know of, anyhow.
No, I see. Got you. So, you're happily employed in the IT game. You own your own home in Pittsburgh.
I rent an apartment.
You rent an apartment. Okay, that's cool. That's a better way to go. And it's your YouTube presence there. Why don't you put all your episodes on YouTube? I'm sure you get traffic because it's got great content.
I thought about it. People have suggested it over the years. I just like, I made the website so they would come to the website and see them on there, and I could.
Do you get any money from advertising, or do you get any? Does it generate any income for you?
No, I've never made a penny off the show in all the years I've been doing it. There's no ads on the site. There's no real big amounts of traffic. I mean, even if I put all my episodes on YouTube, I don't think I would get enough volume for it to be worth the trouble in the advertising money.
I see. You're going to keep it going, but aren't you? You're not going to quit on us.
No, I've had it going this long. I went down to what I call a whenever schedule a few years ago. I make a new episode whenever, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, But I always come through it. And if I was ever going to stop, I would put some sort of a formal announcement on the site.
So tell me this. It's how do your work colleagues think of your website?
Well, they don't know about it.
Okay, got you.
As far as I know, they don't know about it.
You've kept it quiet.
Yeah. Whenever I've gone to a new job, I would write down the names of the people I'm working with, and I would at least look on LinkedIn, see who has any kind of IT certification, see who's doing some real work. And, I don't know if they Google search me or not, but I've checked out some of them, and I haven't seen much of the people I worked with. I would have to think, depending on the HR person who's doing the hiring, if they put my name in Google and they saw this, that might not get me the job. So
you're saying it could hurt you?
I think it would hurt me a lot more than it helps.
But your last name's not in your website, is it?
No. Then
how would they link it up?
Well, they put my name into Google, and it would come up as a reference to the website. It's like my name is in the videos on YouTube, and it all links back to it. And over the years, it's gotten connected in one way or another.
There's nothing. Why wouldn't you be proud of the work you've done there? I've seen your videos. They're great videos.
I don't regret any episode I ever made. I said it because I meant it. But other people, like the people who are hiring me for a job and saying, is this guy a lunatic we're letting into our big data center or not? And they don't take the time to think about it. They don't understand. All they know is they need to hire a person for this job, and that's it. They don't want to get into all the details of, you've had a web series for 14 years, and they look at some of the episodes, some of the real doozies, and then, we're not hiring him. I'm sure
that's
it.
Have you lost a job because of it?
I don't think I've ever lost a job because of it, but I'm sure there's been times I wasn't hired because of it. There's
Oh,
been
I
a lot
see.
of interviews I've been to over the last couple of years. Like say maybe just for even just a regular desktop support job, you know, where they got the resume, we talk about it. It's totally clear. I've done this exact job for years, and I can easily do it here. This isn't even an issue, and then I don't get hired.
I see. Don't get hired.
Yeah, yeah.
But that might be because you're not an indigenous lesbian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You know,
know they always have their things. So a lot of
your white
companies.
privilege might be the cause of this trouble.
That's right. I mean, maybe they're thinking, okay, number one, you're a male. Number two, you're white. Number three, you're born in America. How much more good luck do you want?
Exactly. You know.
But a lot of companies in here and in their HR departments, they have to interview X number of people for a job, even if they know exactly who they're going to hire. They still have to interview 5 more. I've seen it happen several times.
Yes. 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 Look, I got to tell you there, it's I love your episodes there. If there's any episodes you want me to put on my channel, just give me the go. My audience loves your content. They really do love your content.
Well, that reminds me, I'd like to talk about Richard Agee Maxwell for a minute, and the episodes we put up a while back that were pretty much hated. He was, you know, the local lunatic in a nearby town for many years, and he died back in 2010. All of his episodes were filmed between 2003 and 2005, and he would
how did you get up to know him? How did you get to work with him?
Well, way back when I was first starting the show, back in the spring of '03, I had gone to a local library in a nearby town, and I put up a sign on the door, you know, auditions for the show, and I had to advertise on my website about it too. And he just happened to walk in that day, and he saw it, and he went home and he got his drum and his paintbrushes and stuff, and he came back and sang a couple of songs. I said, okay, you know, I got no one else here, you know, beating on my door to get on the show. So we went to his house and we filmed episodes 14 and 15 a couple of days later.
Was he a lunatic?
Yeah, he is kind of, you know, he used a lot of drugs and he's messed up in the head from that.
I see.
Yeah, but you know, he went to a lot of the art festivals in Pittsburgh, and you know, I think if you really listen to some of his songs, they're not that, you know, they're not normal. They're never going to be a top 40 hit, you know, but they're not that bad either.
I see. And tell me this: did you want to make a full-time career out of YouTube as being an entertainer?
Well, I never considered that. No, you know, I wanted to have, you know, some, you know, fame and popularity on there, and ultimately it just, you know, never really worked out that way. I still do my episodes, and I put them on my site, and I let it go with that.
I see.
I have enough going on in my day-to-day life that I can't do an episode every day or even every week, you know, so I couldn't, you know, put out the amount of volume like you do on YouTube, you know, to make a living out of it.
Yeah, I just scratch by. You know that, Tim. I'm not making a lot of money.
Yeah, they're cutting you back because they don't like the swearing in their videos. And so that's just hurting you even more.
It's the liberals. It's the liberals. You know that?
Yeah, they're all worried about offending someone, and you know, you got to go all that way with it.
Yes, you're exactly right there. It's all these liberals out there, and I got to tell you, it's a very nasty world there. I'm down about 30-40% from last year, and I've started doing dating coaching lately. That's been a disaster. I haven't got many clients. I give a little bit of dating advice. I do a little bit of I've been trying to do some life coaching. It's very hard to get clients. You know what I mean? You can have all these great ideas. The hardest part is getting the client, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. One thing I wanted to bring up, you had done it sounded like you did quite a bit of work in IT for years there.
Yes.
And I think I emailed you about this once about a year ago. There are a couple of freelance websites that I have gotten quite a bit of work out of. And I don't know if they have them in Australia or not. One of them is called Work Market, and another one is called Field Nation. And you go on them and you sign up for jobs, maybe a day here, a day there. You might get a week somewhere, you know, but it's making money. And I don't know. I mean, about if you ever consider go back into IT work in some way, maybe a different kind of a job instead of being like a system administrator or whatever you were doing.
Yeah, look, I got to tell you the truth there. I think my IT career is over. I'm
Oh,
completely unemployable.
oh man, because they
I mean, I got sacked. I've been sacked from more places than you've had hot dinners. And you know, it's not just for surfing at work either. See, I had a bit of a surfing addiction, I must confess.
I see. Yeah.
But I got to tell you this: I had good systems in place. I got to tell you the truth. IT really sucks because I tell you what, I did some work for a big company called Honeywell. You know Honeywell?
Yeah, that's a company here.
And what they did is they used to have a support center in my town that had about 10 staff.
Uh-huh.
They kept one, they sacked the rest, and they have one person who's in my town who does hot swaps. Like he swaps a computer for an, you know, an imaged box for an imaged box, right?
Yeah.
All the other support staff are now done via India.
Oh, yeah.
It's
One of
all
the
moving that way. The whole ITIL, the whole reason ITIL exists is because, you know, these liberals, they don't like the truth about ITIL. I've gone to job interviews and they say, what do you think of ITIL? And my standard response is, I said, you know, ITIL, that's the British government. That's that special, you know, it's a special way of doing things. It's based on the British government. I said, just remember British Leyland.
Uh-huh.
I said, the British car industry, it doesn't exist anymore because these union bastards killed it. I said, now they're writing ITIL manuals.
Oh.
That never went over well. You know, I got to be honest with you. I kind of lost the passion for IT. I loved IT. The whole reason I started on YouTube was because I was an IT guy who thought, wow, you can put videos together and put them up on YouTube. I thought, this is amazing. Because I come from your era. See, I come from your era. I remember when Windows 95 came out and they were saying, hey, you're going to be able to get movies on the internet. You're going to be streaming TV shows. And I think this is bullshit. Dial-up was so slow and cluggy, and when you ran a video, it was a small little square that big. You know, it was just absolute crap, and I could never see the internet taking off because the technology was so limited. You think this is crap, really, and it's all happened. I got to be honest with you, it's all happened, and I sometimes wonder if in your case there, if I were you, I reckon you should put all your stuff on YouTube. But if you want to keep doing what you're doing, if there's any special episodes you want me to put on my channel with a link to your website, I'm happy to do it because I love your work. I really love the Loudmouth Tim show. We need more eccentric people in this world.
Oh, yeah.
Who don't take it lying down, you know? That's what you need to...
Yeah, you might enjoy my my recent episode 177, Fast Food Money. It's about this whole big push to where the liberals, again, here in America, they're trying to give $15 an hour to every unskilled minimum wage fast food worker. And it's already backfiring on them. You know, people are putting, like, I mean, they're putting in automated ordering kiosks and things, and they have less people working there now. And so, you know, those jobs are out the door. So... as they say, liberalism generates the exact opposite of its stated intent, and that's almost universally true that I've seen.
Well, Margaret Thatcher had a great saying. She said, eventually you run out of other people's money to spend.
Yeah.
That's how it is there. And I got to tell you, Tim, I remember that's why I love your site so much, is that the Loudmouth Tim site, it's a bygone era. It is really it's a bygone era. I'm just going to share this with the audience because people don't understand what we're talking about. We're going to share it. Okay, here we go. We've got it shared on the channel.
Yeah, there it is.
Here you go. That's the loud. Gee, you were a lot thinner then, Tim. You were a handsome young man.
Yeah, I tell you what, in that picture there, I was right around 245 pounds or so. And that picture is from about 2006.
Wow.
It
And
looks better than now, so I left
I
it
love
alone.
the pink. I love the pink against the gray. That's just so 90s, isn't it? Remember these fluorescent colors?
Yeah, yeah. I was walking around a local college that day, and I was filming a video on my camera, and I just used Windows Movie Maker to pull a still frame out of the video, and that became that photo. And this is back, I don't know what I was doing at the time. It was all pure HTML. There's no page builder or anything making this website. Put this color here. I'll put, that color's in that page, so we have to put a different color on this page here and make it different. And I just kind of, stuck with it ever since. And yeah, I'm not gonna get any more views because I make the site look better. And say, yeah, what the heck, leave it the way it is. It works.
I like the way you don't like dogs. You don't like dogs.
I don't much like them. I mean, I don't hate them. I just, wouldn't want to have one in the house.
No, I like that. That's exactly my opinion.
Yeah. We have a bird right now. We have an Australian bird. We have a cockatiel.
Yes, yeah, that's a great. The loudmouth. I really loved your photos here. I really love that. That's some great. That's some great things. It's you had some great. I really like the effort you put into. It'd be sad to see this site gone. It would really be sad. And these are all the episodes. So basically, guys, you can download them. You click on them, and they download to your computer. And I got to tell you, you've got some. This has been going on for years. You've been uploading this stuff for years. When was the peak time where you made a lot of episodes? When was this?
Oh, that was the first 2 years. I got to 100 episodes in 2 years exactly. And then after that, I started slowing it down. It became every 2 weeks, and it became every month, and it became every couple of months.
It's kind of like sex in marriage, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, the first 2 years, it was an episode every week. And there were times I'd be sitting in front of the camera, starting to make an episode, and I had no idea what was I going to say. And then eventually I would think of something, and then that became an episode.
I mean, I just love it. This is 19. This is 19. It's 90s. This is 90s. This is it's just amazing.
Look at the source code for the pages. It's all nested tables, and it works. Ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, that's fantastic stuff. And I'm surprised people. This hasn't helped your career, but
well, around here they're all stuck. You really can't tell the truth in a job interview. You have to tell them what you think they want to hear. And as I always say to my wife here, I don't go to work to work. I go to work to make money. There's a difference.
Yes, you're right.
I mean, the IT work
camera after 11.5 years. That's amazing.
What was that again? I didn't hear you.
You're still using the same camera for 11.5 years.
Oh, actually, no. I just I have to update that. My camera died here about a year ago. The CCD quit making an image. I was trying to record, and I had sound, but I just had a black picture. And so I had to go out. I got a little, what is this thing here? It's a Canon. Let me look at the title here. A Vixia HFR 600 is what I film on now. And actually, I have a problem with it because if you look at my last 4 or 5 episodes, I think my face is kind of squashed in the frame. It's because this thing shoots in widescreen. And Windows Movie Maker doesn't have a way to deal with widescreen. It's too old.
Oh,
so editing program.
I use that AVS suite. If you want to change from Movie Maker, I highly recommend AVS.
AVS. I'll look at it and see what I can find out about it.
AVS Video Editor. It's a very because I found that with Movie Maker, it didn't give me many extras that I wanted. I wanted a few extra things.
Yeah.
But I used to use Movie Maker. That was a great way to go. If it ain't broken, why fix it?
My old camera would output an MPEG-2, which Movie Maker could directly import. With this new camera, it's MP4, so I have to run it through a program called MPEG Stream Clip to convert it to an AVI file, and then I could put that in Movie Maker.
That's right. Movie Maker didn't take many formats there because it's so old. They still use Movie Maker? You can still get it?
I can. I have the updated version, Movie Maker 2.6. And I loaded it onto my Windows 7 machine after I put Windows 7 back on the computer when I rebuilt it. And I just run Movie Maker 2.6.
Wow, that's fantastic. Tim, I really do wish you well with your channel there and your website. I really hope you don't stop doing it. I really, you're one of these eccentric guys there who just
being normal is boring.
It's the backbone of the internet. And I gotta say, I hope you get some traffic. Can you see a spike? You let me know if we've managed to bring some punters in there. But I gotta tell you there, Tim, it's I think you're doing a great job there. I've really been encouraged by it. And
oh, thanks. Yeah, I like having a show, even if anything ever happens to me, if I get old and die, say, you know what? I was here. I did these shows here, and check it out.
Yeah, that's the way I see it too, and I got to tell you, with the ratings and that there, it's one thing to be very popular, but I like to talk about what I want to talk about. It may not be the most popular, but I don't talk about things necessarily for ratings. I do them because it's what I want to talk about, Yeah,
that's what I do too, whatever the current topics are. Yeah, sometimes I do that, like the fast food money episode. That's a current thing going on.
So how old are you now, Tim?
Huh?
How old are you now?
I'm actually older than you. I don't know. I want to say I'm 47 now.
Wow, that's still young. That's still, you got a lot of life left.
Well, I used to be younger.
You got 20 years of making more videos.
Yeah. Well, maybe more than that.
Is it getting harder in IT as you're getting older? Is it harder? Does it become an issue your age or not really? I don't think it would become an issue.
I don't think so. I think it's, more, I have more work experience. Now, I've seen older people than me not get picked for jobs because they may retire in 5 or 10 years and they don't need to work anymore. So I don't feel age has ever been an issue for me. And, being the fact that I've done all these contract assignments around here, you move around a lot. But that's not always bad because you have the different experience in different places. Different companies use different programs. They do things differently. You have to handle different problems, and that all builds up over time. I've been trying to get into data center work more this last year and a half or so, and I had a really good 3-month assignment here that I just finished up, and I would love to have been there full time. Things went great, but when the contract is up, and you're out the door. Don't matter how good you were doing.
Wow, that's pretty sad there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had to leave a few jobs just because of the contract, when things were going great.
I know what you mean there. It's I had a few good contracts. I was at the waste plant, but then they found my videos on marriage, what a scam marriage is, and that's one of the reasons I was asked to leave. They said they didn't think my views on marriage were in line with society's expectations.
There's another guy, I think his name is Terrence Popp, P-O-P-P. He has a channel, and a lot of his episodes are about marriage and divorce and what he lost when he got divorced. And they're pretty entertaining. It makes you think twice about, do I really want to get married here and have kids and, get in for child support and all that? I don't know.
What made you get married? What made you get? She's a good girl?
Oh, yeah, she's really nice. We get along great.
Yeah. But she doesn't like your website. I can't believe that. How could somebody not like it?
Well, it's just not her thing, I've tried to. She's watched a few episodes, and she's like, yeah, that's okay, and I just let it go with that, I don't want to force her into it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I think there's some great talent there. It's interesting too, where some of these people have died. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's that guy you mentioned. I think you mentioned that in your. I was reading on your information blog there. You were saying he had passed away. And
Maxwell, he had died back in 2010.
Yeah, that's quite sad. What happened to him?
I never knew what happened. He ended up in a VA hospital, and it wasn't until a month or two later on that I found out he had died. I had filmed with him The last time I filmed with him was back in 2005. And we had filmed a whole bunch of different songs, and I was just releasing them over time. You know, I think episode 119 or so was the last song of his I put up that I had. No, what was this? Like 117, Hey Joe was his last song that I had that I put up. And I just spread them out over, you know, a long period of time whenever I didn't have new, you know, good episodes of my own to make that week. And, you know, songs are weird, you know, but it was something to put up. So,
hey, that's it. Tim, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. Please keep up the good work. And I hope everyone can go and have a look at your site there. It's just amazing. It's an absolute time warp. It's going back to the 90s.
Yeah, I always say to anyone who, you know, yeah, sure, you might not you may not like the site, you might not like most of the videos, but you know, take a few minutes and go down through the entire list, and you might find one or two in there. You think, you know what, that was a pretty good video.
That's it, and just let you know. So, Tim, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for doing the live show with me, and hey, we will stay in touch, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Say hi to Clive and Suck.